So this was up to the 1 month mark where I did the branding and stuff. And I didn't straight up jump to Framer to make the website because I first attempted to build a website or a mobile app actually. And I made some designs in Figma, so I'll show them here just to tell the story that this is how I started, but I abandoned that because it was not working out for me. One more thing, Squarespace does not let me select multiple images at once. So it's a headache. Like if you are building a website and you have a page that you want like multiple pictures at one time, it's gonna be tough because you'll have to upload them one at a time. If you're able to do that, let me know because I'm not able to do that. Anytime I select multiple pictures, a pop-up just shows up that says you can only select one picture at a time. So I have to do it one by one. It's been an annoyance in the past. This is one. I'll just put it to fill. So there's no like space left. I don't know if I want it to be this big because I have another sketch. So I'll just keep it small. Anyways, there are sketches, right? So people aren't usually that much focused in the details. They just want to look at what your initial stages of design look like. So you see those tiles. So on the right and on the left, you'll see two tiles that I've left, and my content then fills the remaining tiles in the middle. That's on purpose. I try to keep it that way, but there are times when I just cannot. But the only time I actually break that rule is with pictures. I don't do that with text. The reason being that the farther your content is from the middle, the more the visitor or the viewer, whoever, has to look sideways or maybe even rotate their neck a little. So if your content is running from the entire way to the left to the entire way to the right, they'll have to go like this a lot more, and it will be very tough for them to skim through your information, which is not something that you want. It's a good user experience tip or a good user experience rule, that would be a better word, to keep your content in the middle. If it needs to be big, then it needs to be big. You cannot do anything about it, but try to keep it in the middle and try to keep it aligned so that the user, whenever they go through it, they can easily skim through your information and they know where to find your content. Because if your text lies somewhat here with this width, it's fine. They'll build a habit through scrolling your web page. But if it starts from here and goes all the way to here, it's just a lot to read. And that's why you'll see not a lot of, all blogging sites have their content in the middle, because users don't have to then go from the entire left to the entire right of their screen to read. It's ideal for them to have the content in a narrow width in the middle, so that it's easier to skim and even easier to read it quickly. Otherwise, it'll take a long time to read. Of course, whenever you're confused about something, it's best to do some user testing. So I'll ask my friends to review it for me and tell me. Whenever you are stuck with any app, with any issue, and you're confused, put out a survey or get some friends and just ask them to review it for you, and that will give you all the answers you need. Or at least it'll give you enough confirmation to go ahead with one thing over the other. Okay, as the text tells you, but I'll tell you as well that the reason I went for a mobile first approach is not a coincidence or not just a coin toss between a desktop and a mobile app. I actually put out a survey and a lot of people said that they read articles and blog posts on their phones instead of their computer. So it made sense for me to go mobile first. Okay, so version 1 in Figma, initial sketches. Let's move on. I then started with some design in Figma itself. So I created some low fidelity wireframe, then medium. I did not reach the high fidelity stage. User extend. Okay, cool. So once save it, add block, image. What if I try to add multiple? Let's see. Edit, add an image, upload file. Let's add these two. No, it only lets me select one. So let's try duplicate and select two. And then I cannot add. Okay, you can only select one at a time. It sucks. It is what it is. Open. I will probably just skip this part and show you when I've uploaded all of them, so you can see the main thing and don't have to like wait for me to upload it one by one. Okay, so I probably skipped the video to this part, and these are all the screens that I'm going to present. Instead of keeping it here, I'll keep the text here. This is just to keep my page dynamic and not have it like a textbook where everything is on the left, text is on the left, everything is on the right. It's kind of straying from the path that I said before, where I said that your web page should be consistent and the user should know where to go when they want to read something, etc. But I'm just breaking this rule to make it more dynamic. That's it. I have done it with my previous project. I have gotten it reviewed by people, and they did not have a problem at all while going through the information and through the project entirely. So I would say it works. It works for me. It might not work for someone else, etc. I might get more feedback, and I'll have to maybe put it back on everything on the left and pictures on the right, etc. Might happen. For now, I'm going with this. It's just a design choice. You can follow it, you cannot. It's more of a subjective thing. Yeah, this looks fine. So these are some initial sketches. These are some low fidelity wireframes. Now it's time for the medium fidelity ones, and then I'm done with this section, because after this I did not go through with designing the app. I just went straight to Framer. I took a break for I don't know how many months because I was busy with my university assignments and stuff like that. So I just after that went straight to Framer, because anyways at that point I was getting close to graduation and I wanted to learn Framer and have a project on Framer before I started applying for jobs. At this point I might embed my Figma file as well, because if they want, they can just go into the file and look through all of these at any time and for however long they want. What was I gonna do before that though? Oh yeah, just get some screenshots and stuff like that. This would be so much easier if Squarespace allowed multiple uploads. But okay, so I'll do this and I'll again skip to the part of the video where they're all in the frame. Okay, so I finished adding all the images that I wanted to, and I also added the text here to describe what these images are about. This text needs to be wider. I'll just add an embed link for the Figma file here, which let's see. Do I remember? Yeah, okay. Get embed code, copy, add block, embed, Edit, link, code snippet, paste. Done. So as you can see, the embed link is a little too big. Oh yeah, I can resize it. Okay, so this is a good point to just tell you about the embed link. So once you click on add block, you'll get a option there that says embed. When you click on that, this block will show up and you'll see there's no place to add the link. So you'll click edit again. So you can either add the link directly, but what Figma usually gives you is an iframes tag. Iframes is an HTML tag that is used for embedding content. So it's a code snippet. It's not a link. Figma will give you a code snippet. I think there should be a way to obtain a link, but I haven't used it because, I mean, the option is right here. So there's really no need to go looking for the link. Just take the code snippet, click on embed data, and just paste the code snippet here. That's what I did previously as well. Hopefully you saw it already, but just so I explain it to you, that's how it's done. So now you'll see that this is the embed link, and when you try to resize it, it won't. It stays the same. And the reason for that is your code snippet, which has the width and the height already written in the code. If you try to change it through the Squarespace UI, you won't be able to do that. So all you have to do is go to edit, which is right here. Go to edit, click on the code snippet tab if it's not already selected. Go to embed data, and here you can change the width. So I am reducing the width of it. I think the height is good enough, but the width is too much. So I'll do 600 and see what comes up. $600 is also a lot because I want it to fit right here. So it needs to go down 2 more blocks. Well, 400. I think 400 will work. Let's see. Put it here. Oh. Is there a way to fill it? No. Okay, this is all you get. That's fine. Okay, 400 is a bit too low. Yeah, this is good. One more thing that you'll see here is, like you can see in this file, it's a zoomed out version of the entire file and all the elements, and this element right here is of no use. I was going to make a web page design out of it, but currently it's of no use. It's just there. So if you want, you can add a custom image and your embed will have a custom image on top of it instead of showing the entire file. And you can also have a description of your embed. I don't want to do that. I like the way it looks. It lets people know that this is an embedded version of my file, and it looks different from the other pictures on the website. So it looks cool the way it is. I'll just save it. And this is it. This is the version 1 in Figma, or the version that I was going to make before, and this tells the story of what it would have looked like if I didn't use Framer and I coded it myself. I can still make it look like this. It'll just take a little more work for me to learn Framer and to understand how to do it. But yeah, I think I'll stop here for now. Next section, I'll go ahead and add my Framer designs to it, which won't take long. There are not a lot of wireframes because I built the wireframes in Framer and then I designed on top of them. So there are no low fidelity wireframes in those. I just converted them to high fidelity, which happens a lot if you're a designer. You know that you aren't always able to maintain the structure of your design file. You sometimes get too much into the design, you sometimes get too passionate or too careless, and you edit the files that you wanted to keep separately. And since it was a personal project, it didn't alter a lot of things for me to just edit the lower fidelity files themselves. If I was working for an organization or a company, then I would want to preserve those files, because that's what you use to communicate with the developers and the stakeholders as well. And you create prototypes on the low and medium ones as well, just to get testing done. So it's a good idea to follow that rule everywhere and not edit your low fidelity wireframes. But I knew this project was never gonna be me working for someone else, right? This is a personal project, so it's fine. So next time I'll add the framer designs. Hopefully next part will be the last part and I'll be able to wrap this up. So I hope you found this video helpful. I will have a playlist that goes from part 1 to part 3 or part 4. I don't know how long this is gonna be. But if this is where you want to stop, that's cool. I hope you learned something. I hope this video was helpful to show you how Squarespace works and how you can use those tools to your advantage, and if you would even like to use Squarespace for your portfolio or not. So thank you for watching. See you in the next one.